Caption.
Nice. Welcome back to Captain this summer. We're captaining the ship of reviews to bring you review for Brave New World. It's been a few hours. We're not right out of the theater, but we had to let it marinate. Because I think we both enjoyed it.
Yes.
But right out the gate, I feel like there's too much crammed in here that could have been explored more in a season 2 of
yes, that I agree with.
Captain America Winter Soldier.
Our classic should have been a
series. Even though I'll take it as a movie because it did feel very cinematic.
It did.
You know.
Except for some weird green screen shots.
Towards the very end.
There was a couple jammed in there randomly throughout the movie, but the ones that hurt the most were definitely in the last few minutes of the movie.
They looked very jarring.
Terrible.
Very jarring.
Like Ant-Man Quantumania.
Like they shot it last week.
Right.
Yeah.
Like in the quantum burst.
Which is crazy because this movie did have a lot of reshoots.
It did.
And it kind of starts to show by the end of the movie where things don't look great. Maybe the plot wasn't really going in that direction.
Yeah, like there'd be a scene where one character is clearly from the old shot, and now they've got a new character jammed in over top of the old background to re-wipe out.
The color correction doesn't match. It very clearly is like they're on a green screen.
It's a little.
I liked the movie.
Yeah,
Anthony Mackie.
Let's start with the positives.
His
I
first
feel like
Captain America.
Anthony Mackie was great.
Yeah.
I thought the chemistry with the new Falcon is fun.
Falcon, I think.
I can tell he's not yet grown on you. I like him.
Yeah.
I think they're trying to give you a young but not super young kind of.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure. But he's just Falcon.
It's just Falcon.
Yeah. Which is fine, I guess. But we already have Falcon Cap hybrid, so we don't need two Falcons.
That's kind of why I think you need him. Because Cap's clearly not good enough.
I did
no serum.
Yes. Okay.
So he needs
Falcon. Does need a Falcon.
Is his serum.
Okay. They give him a widow in this movie,
which is
weird.
Which
not
is
any
weird.
widow we know, just like that she happens to be this character they get security team for a president is a widow.
Clearly put in as a red herring. Because they did that pandering stuff at the beginning where they leave the camera on her and she makes a face and is she the bad guy? And you're like, well, no, obviously not.
No, can't be. But I did think it was funny that the Captain America movies are always Cap, Widow, Falcon. Yeah. And we got Cap, Widow, Falcon.
We did.
Just a weird variation of it where it's Anthony Mackie, Cap, Joaquin Torres as Falcon, and then this random other chick who's I'm ex-Widow. Oh my God. I'm sorry I shat on the Widow in the movie.
Jesus, she's here. She's in the building. Yeah.
Good movie. Go see it if you liked Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah, because we're not spoiling.
No spoilers. No spoilers. We do get a lot of trailer shots are from the end of this movie though, so beware if you haven't watched the trailers yet. And I'm sure if you are a movie fan, you've been spoiled already because they show trailers before movies, and that doesn't help when you're trying to avoid trailers.
They did have a nice cameo that.
Yeah, which one?
Under wraps. Well, I feel like that one, it was almost a had to happen.
Yeah. And it didn't add anything. Neither cameo added anything to the movie.
No, they just were like.
Yeah. Remember this?
The second one made more sense, though. The first one felt like, remember this was a show?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The second one felt like, okay, that kind of ties everything up fine.
I wanted some Thunderbolts mention because Thunderbolts is literally called Thunderbolts because he's General Thunderbolt Ross. That's where the name Thunderbolts first comes from.
Without spoiling too much.
And now at the end of this movie,
I think it's because of the end.
That's weird, though.
Because how it ends and,
Yeah, but how it ends doesn't
the end
equal
though.
Thunderbolts.
No, but he's going to be the last piece of the Thunderbolt team. That's
why it's
the asterisk.
You think?
They're not the Thunderbolts until...
That'd be kind of fun.
I think that's what...
That'd be kind of fun. But that'd be too quick of a turnaround for let's say,
yes,
okay.
But this has been delayed and rescheduled, so I think we're kind of screwed, and they kind of have to do it.
Very true. But with all the reshoots, I feel like they should have done a direct tie-in to Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, you're right. Negative-wise, without spoiling too much, there wasn't a lot of negative other than we talked about. The reshoots mainly hurt because it felt like they were obvious.
Yes.
And not in it harmed the plot, but in what is this scene doing here?
And what did we change it from?
Right.
Like, which is really weird to think about, considering like, oh no, this movie was pretty good, so how did it not test well over and over again?
That's what I'm really
That's
confused
weird.
about.
It's super weird. There were times in the movie where it lagged a little bit.
A little?
But the action was payoff for that.
The action was great.
Because, yeah, they have this, like, cool-ass dogfight thing. The whole movie's about, like, a follow-up to Eternals and Hulk.
Yeah,
and
it is. It is a Hulk.
Falcon and Winter Soldier show, and pretty much the last 10 years of
It has nothing to do with the
Marvel.
original Captain America trilogy, even more so the fact that I know he replaced Steve Rogers, but I mean, like, none of that really has
Sokovia Accords.
are barely mentioned, but they are.
It's like a name
But
drop.
outside of that,
Yeah.
that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You're like in a whole new Captain America world.
Yeah.
So
I like that. I
didn't-
like that.
I don't have. It's definitely not. It's right in the middle. What are we at? Like 30 movies now, roughly MCU movies.
It's got to be.
It's not like a
40+ properties,
right.
counting shows.
It's not a top 10.
No.
It's not a bottom either. It's for people that are going. It's the worst thing. It's not.
I think it was better than Quantumania.
See, I thought about this.
Different.
Because I know people crap on that
more
movie.
Grounded.
I think this is going to sound like a weird statement, but I think Quantumania was a more fun, goofy comic book movie.
No. It was. I think this was a better movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
This, especially the first 3 quarters, it's tight. It feels a lot like Winter Soldier in a way. And then
there's like a scene where they go to a lab, and it's like the Armanzola scene in Winter Soldier. It's like
you're all excited. You're like, who's gonna be?
Who's it gonna be? Yeah. Whatever. Yeah. We know. It was better than Marvel's. I'll say not as fun, but a better movie.
Yeah.
Than even Thor not Ragnarok, Love and Thunder.
Yep.
I thought this was a better movie.
Yeah. See, that one completely fell apart at the end. This one just went traditional Marvel at the end. Like it
just
stayed
resolved
very grounded,
itself.
and then all of a sudden we had to do CGI craziness in the movie.
There's not a lot of stakes. And I was thinking that I was like, the fact that he has no powers gives us more stakes.
That's what I liked about this, though. This was a much more personal movie because of that.
Right.
The stakes were that
right.
He's human and he has to handle this thing without any kind of.
But then at the end, he's fighting like a impossible threat.
Right.
That like most of the Avengers combined couldn't fight.
But see,
and then man with no powers.
I know.
Can?
That goes back to the original MCU problem, though. When you don't have the team.
Right.
It becomes really hard to balance the strength of the individual character.
But they set up his team. Like, he has a mini team. You have New Falcon, New Widow. And it's like, they get taken out before the finale. And it's like, that would have been fun.
But that final battle kind of, you're right. He is facing someone like he shouldn't be able to. But when he finally, he's almost like an irritating gnat.
Right.
But the second he's not being an irritating gnat, he's nothing. Grab, crunch, you're dead now. You know what I mean? So that's more of what it was. He seemed like he could handle his own, but in reality,
he was just dodging.
He was dodging.
Well, they set that up earlier when he's like...
He's teaching the dudes how to...
the original Captain America, Isaiah. He's like, I can break your ribs. And it's like, you just got to dodge and get the flags. And it's like, he's like, last punch is the one that counts, you know?
Which I
almost
love.
Like expected to use the Force, Cap, you know? The last punch is the one that counts.
I thought we were going to get more training with Falcon, too. Like, they set that up. Like, he was dropping him off to train him. And then they're like, how's he doing? He's doing good. Okay. Thanks for...
And now you are a plot device.
Which, you talked about this years ago, and you were worried that... Because they were like, you won't have to watch the television shows to get the movie.
You absolutely have
this
to
is
watch
the
the
worst.
television
This
show.
is worse than Doctor Strange 2. Because at least with Doctor Strange 2, they gave you like a 4-minute WandaVision recap where he goes and meets her.
Right.
This was just like, if you haven't watched that, you're like, who the hell is Isaiah Bradley? And why is he like a main character in this movie? Like,
or the Falcon. The new Falcon.
Or the new Falcon. Which, that would have been more forgivable, as in, like, we're introducing you to a new Falcon. But the fact that they go to the Isaiah Bradley guy, like you're supposed to know who he is. Like, we're going to go meet this guy. And if you're new, you're like, who the fuck is this
what the
guy?
fuck? Yeah. He even had that kid who was in the show. He doesn't show up anywhere. Where's that kid?
Yeah, where'd the kid go?
I don't
Where's
know.
the son?
I don't know. He's supposed to be a super soldier too, I think. So he's supposed to be in Young Avengers. So then he doesn't even show up.
The main issues with this are still the stuff that it's hanging on to from the weird time of the MCU.
Yes.
Which is connected to the television show. And you're like, if you didn't have that weirdness hanging on around this movie, it would have probably been better.
There was a stipulation that you wouldn't have to watch the shows, and every time I say this, people are like, he never said that. He did. He absolutely said that. He might have walked it back a little bit, but
we'll
originally
have to dig that up.
before
He
they
did
did the
say
shows, it was, you will not have to watch these
It'll
to
be
enjoy
a bonus
the movies.
fun little extra dig.
No, this one you absolutely have to. Even the He's like, oh, I gotta hook up with the Wakandans, and it's like, well, that's
when did that happen?
In Falcon and Winter Soldier.
No, I know, but I mean, like,
yeah.
If you watch Black Panther 2, you're like, that didn't happen to Black Panther 2.
I thought when yes, right.
Do you know what I mean? So you're like,
Cap's
when
not
did
Black
this
Panther
happen?
2, so when did it happen? Logically, I would have to think Black Panther 2, but no, it was in the show you didn't fucking watch. I thought when he's going to prison to see Isaiah Bradley, I thought we were going to get a Zemo.
I did too. That's what I'm saying. That's when I knew when you were like,
oh. Yep. And then they were like, oh, it's Isaiah Bradley. And I'm like, oh, duh.
Like, the rumors he's not in Thunderbolts either.
Isaiah?
No.
Or Cap? Or Zemo?
Zemo
should absolutely be in he's supposed to be in He's a Thunderbolt.
Yeah, I know.
What the fuck? Like, they promised us.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Have you seen him in the trailers? I don't think you've seen it. No one's even.
Oh.
But maybe they're keeping it to the chest, like the cameo in this one, where they're just going to pretend
I don't
like.
think so.
We'll
I don't think so, man. I think they just forgot about him. Because it was absolutely supposed to be all the villains. Damn.
That's weird.
You just
Yeah, I gotta go back and watch the trailer because I don't feel like I saw him.
That
in the
team
trailer.
needs some purple though. They need that
that's
mask. They need some purple because they're all too red or black. You know, dressed in black.
I feel like this is a nice appetizer though, because I think Thunderbolts is going to be.
That's what I mean. I'm super hyped for Thunderbolts now with all the trailers we got from the Super Bowl. I just wish this
led into it more.
Yeah. Because it should be.
Yeah.
We even get a cameo from one of the characters in Thunderbolts. I will not say, but and there's no core. It's just like a wrap up of things we know. Yeah.
But I think we will connect it because the trailer from the Thunderbolts where Elaine is like, the Avengers are not coming back.
Which is weird because this movie is all about Cap being told to put the Avengers back together.
But then the end happens.
And he's like, let's...
But this is what I mean, like, it's no more official.
Still.
Like, before it was, like, in the middle of the movie, it's like, we're officially doing it, and then all that stuff goes haywire. So now she's going to open that movie up with, like, well, that's not happening now. We all saw what happened. I've got a better team. That's what's going to...
Do you think movies so close to each other will reference each other?
I think they will.
Really?
This time.
Okay. Because they're back on track.
Especially with the cameo you're talking about has a lot to do in Thunderbolts, so I think...
True,
yeah.
but there's no mention or reference to that, which is weird.
Which makes me think this probably takes place a couple months before.
It would have to. Yeah.
Which again probably took place way before the reshuffling and all of the
I'm
delay.
even pissed we didn't even get a Harrison Ford cameo in Secret Invasion all these years later because the president fucking dies in that show and there's no mention of it.
And they're just like, oh, there was an election. Like, well, no, originally they
the
said
president
that
died.
He was going to be like, he was going to step into the role like a vice president kind of thing.
And
then, that's weird.
Because the president dies or was a Skrull. I don't know. Scrody killed him. I don't know.
Yeah. We think we pretend that show didn't exist.
Oh, I know, but Marvel...
I know, it does exist.
They made sure it exists.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Fuck.
Do you want to give us the score?
Yeah, let's give a score out of 10. I'm floating around to 6.
Oh, wow, that low.
No, that's not a low. It's not low.
It's not low, but I mean like that low compared to what I thought you were going to say.
What do you think I was going to say?
I thought you were going to at least go closer to a 7, like a 6.5, 6.8, something.
Said I'm floating around a 6.
I'm probably
that can be 5.8 or 6.2.
I'm going to say 7.2.
Okay, wow. All right. I'll go 6.5.
I don't think it did anything offensive. I feel like it didn't ruin the momentum that Deadpool and Wolverine gave.
No.
It wasn't like bad. It wasn't anywhere weak enough that I go, oh.
Marvel's dead again.
Right. No, that's what I mean. And like, I'm still like, man, Daredevil's in a few weeks.
Right.
You know, like, or a month, you know, we got all this. Like, so it did what it needed to do. It didn't fall on its face.
No.
I don't think anybody who was realistically thought this was going to be a top 5 Marvel movie.
It's not even, I don't even think top 10.
It was Sam's first Captain. You know what I mean? Like, this almost had to be like a reset.
Yeah.
Anyway, and for what that was,
that's fine.
My biggest complaint, it was the TV show again. You're right.
Yeah, we could have got more time with the characters, and that show was one of the better ones. So I'm kind of pissed.
You're right. Bit. No, I agree.
Yeah.
There you go. Definitely
go see it.
Good. Definitely a
theater
watch.
movie. We're back, kinda.
Yeah.
A little bit. Baby.
This will be it though. I think until March. Yeah.
It's all Snow White. Yeah.
No. Can I not? Can you go? Can I make you see that one? Maybe we make CTS Junior see Snow White. I don't want to see Snow White.
They can do it. They can do it.
What? Oh yeah.
I thought you meant me go see it. I'm like, no. Remember that shitty Elaine movie I had to watch 3 years ago? Yeah, you're watching Snow White, buddy.
I had to see Dogman.
So? I bet you Dogman was better than You Hurt My Feelings or whatever the fuck that movie stupid ass was called. You got
lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy